What if I told you that this cinematic shot you're looking at right now wasn't filmed with a camera, didn't use actors, and didn't require a production crew at all? What if I told you this entire scene was created using artificial intelligence, but not the kind of AI video tool you're used to seeing? This is Higgsfield AI's Cinema Studio, and it's one of the most serious attempts yet at turning AI into an actual filmmaking tool instead of a random video generator. Today, I want to take you deep inside Higgsfield Cinema Studio, show you how it works, why it's different from everything else out there, and whether it's something creators should actually care about. Now let's talk about the problem with most AI video generators, because if you've used even one of them, you already know what I'm talking about. You type in a prompt, you wait for the generation, and then you hope the result doesn't fall apart. The camera changes mid-shot, the subject morphs, faces melt, lighting shifts randomly, and the final result barely resembles what you imagined. It looks impressive for 2 seconds, but it doesn't feel intentional. It doesn't feel cinematic. And it definitely doesn't feel like filmmaking. Higgsfield approaches this problem in a completely different way. Instead of starting with motion and hoping it holds together, Higgsfield starts with composition. Cinema Studio is designed more like a virtual film set than a prompt box. You're not just asking an AI to make a video, you're directing a shot. Filmmakers can use it for pre-visualization. Content creators can use it to create premium-looking intros and storytelling visuals. Brands can produce cinematic ads without massive budgets. And AI artists can finally have a tool that gives them control instead of randomness. That said, there are limitations. There is a learning curve. You can't just type one sentence and expect magic. You need to understand framing, motion, and visual storytelling at least at a basic level. But that's also what makes this powerful. Higgsfield doesn't replace creativity, it amplifies it. Once you log into Higgsfield.ai, this is the screen you land on when you enter Cinema Studio. And right away, you can tell this isn't a typical AI image or video generator. The entire interface feels dark, minimal, and cinematic. Almost like stepping into a virtual film studio rather than a software dashboard. This visual design sets the tone that you're about to create something professional, not experimental or random. At the center of the screen, you'll see a large cinematic preview showcasing a dramatic scene. This acts as both inspiration and a visual reference for what Cinema Studio is capable of producing. Just below that preview, the title Cinema Studio is clearly displayed, along with a short description explaining that this tool is built for professional-grade cinematic content, using real camera and lens simulation. It also highlights that you first generate ultra-wide 21:9 cinematic images, and then bring them to life as video, which is a core idea behind Higgsfield's workflow. Under the main preview, there's a horizontal carousel of cinematic thumbnails. These represent different example scenes you can scroll through to understand the range of visual styles possible, from intense dramatic shots to calm cinematic landscapes. This helps new users quickly grasp the quality and tone they can expect before even typing a prompt. Moving down to the lower section of the screen, this is where the actual creation process begins. You'll notice the prompt area with the text asking you to upload an image as a prompt or describe the scene you imagine. This is where you either type a detailed cinematic description or bring in a reference image to guide the AI. Higgsfield encourages you to think like a filmmaker here, describing mood, lighting, environment, and subject instead of just writing a simple sentence. On the left side of this prompt area, you can switch between image and video modes. Image mode is where you generate your high-quality cinematic stills, which later become the foundation for video. Video mode is used after selecting your best still, allowing you to animate it with controlled camera movement. This separation is intentional and helps maintain consistency in the final output. On the right side of the prompt bar, you'll see the camera and lens selection. In this screenshot, a professional camera setup is already selected, such as an Arri Alexa with a specific lens. This is one of the biggest differences with Higgsfield. You're not just styling an image, You're choosing real cinematic gear that influences depth of field, framing, and overall realism. Finally, on the far right, there's the bright Generate button, showing how many credits the generation will use. This is the moment where all your creative decisions come together. Once you click Generate, Higgsfield creates cinematic stills based on your prompt and camera setup, which you can then refine, select, and later animate into a polished video shot. Now, let's be clear about something. Higgsfield Cinema Studio is not for everyone, and that's actually a good thing. If you're looking to generate quick meme clips or chaotic social videos, this might feel slow or complex. But if you're a creator who cares about storytelling, visuals, branding, or cinematic quality, this tool starts to make a lot of sense. Filmmakers can use it for pre-visualization. Content creators can use it to create premium-looking intros and storytelling visuals. Brands can produce cinematic ads without massive budgets. And AI artists can finally have a tool that gives them control instead of randomness. That said, there are limitations. There is a learning curve. You can't just type one sentence and expect magic. You need to understand framing, motion, and visual storytelling at least at a basic level. But that's also what makes this powerful. Higgsfield doesn't replace creativity, it amplifies it. So here's the big question. Is Higgsfield Cinema Studio the future of AI video? I don't think it replaces traditional filmmaking, but I do think it represents the direction AI video is heading. Less chaos, more control, less guessing, more intention. And for creators who take visuals seriously, that's a massive step forward. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to AI LedgerX, and turn on notifications. I'll be covering more advanced AI tools, comparisons, and deep dives just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.